Entitled mom betrays the whole family and ruins my dad financially. Well, where do I start? I can't really complain about my childhood. But behind the facade some things went wrong. There are some money and trust incidents that have caused me not to keep in touch with my mother for 12 years. Context: my father always went to work while my mother raised me and my two younger siblings. My father was a simple construction worker and has always worked hard for his money. We talk about herniated disc and atros heart. My father officially earned 30K a year after taxes and insurances, unofficially probably a little more. My grandfather had a small construction company, 20 employees, and a large house with generous property, which my parents inherited. The house was worth about 350K at that time, fully paid off. The story: when I was about 12 years old, my grandfather had already died. We had to sell the house. No one could tell us children why. We probably would not have understood it anyways. We moved into a small house for rent and took a vacation, which costs a fraction of the house worth. That's what we thought at least. But as it turned out, the holiday costs were all that was left from selling the house. Of course, we liked the holiday very much and we wanted to go there again next year. My father said that was no problem and started to save for the holiday. The next year, day of the flight, luggage, packed. Flight tickets, in an envelope on the table, we thought. My mother, gone. My father, visibly nervous, because my mother isn't there. The flight leaves without us. My father opens the envelope, inside a letter. My mom's handwriting: hey, listen up, we weren't able to pay for the holidays and I am leaving you. We were devastated. A few weeks passed, my parents somehow got back together again. Everything seemed to become normal again. My father was mistrustful, opened a savings account without my mother's knowledge. My siblings and I wanted a game console. The decision was between N64 and Sega Dreamcast. Because the games were cheaper, we opted for the Dreamcast. My father took us to the flea market so we could sell all our toys to earn money for the Dreamcast. We owned it for about 6 months until it disappeared in a mystical way. A few years later, after my confirmation, age of 13/14. To my confirmation I got about 500 euros, it was not much but enough to buy me a shirt that I wanted unconditionally, a Nokia 3310, and there were still about 350 euros left. I keep these in my room. One day I forgot my mobile phone at home. When I came home I couldn't find it anymore. It has disappeared until today. At the time the Nintendo GameCube was released I wanted to buy it from my money, so I went to my hiding place, empty. I asked my siblings if they had taken it. They would never do such a thing, but I asked anyway. They didn't have it, of course, but they didn't make any purchases that could have been made for that money. So I asked my parents. My father was completely astonished, my mother was very angry. No physical violence or anything. The money has not reappeared until today. I started delivering newspapers to earn money for GameCube. Some years later, I am in the age of 16 now. We move again, this time an even smaller flat. Life is okay-ish. We don't have money for fun things like cinema, but we don't need to starve. Summer holidays, my last year of high school. Age 16/17. My father wants to go with us to the amusement park. My mother has no desire, she loves amusement parks. So my dad drives us kids alone. He stops at the bank, wants to withdraw money from the savings account, empty. He asks the bank how that can be. They tell him that married couples, despite password protection, always have access to saving accounts. First of the month plus euro. Third of the month dash euro. My dad's pissed off. We children disappointed. We go home, my mother is gone. Her answering machine. Don't even try, I'm dead for you. My father changes the door lock. I accompany him to the authorities and bank, because he can often be hot-headed when he is nervous and we need solutions. We get many things under control. I learned to cook, to wash the laundry properly, to actually throw the whole household. I'm good with numbers and I'm going to take care of the finances. It doesn't look good but we can do it. My youth is over. I don't blame my dad for that. One night, it's still holidays, I hear a cough in the garden. I think nothing of it, then again the cough, then again. I go out, follow the cough. There lies my mother, sleeping in the shed covered with a towel. She wakes up, sees me and leaves. That was the last time I saw her. In the following months, we get many letters from lawyers and courts about unpaid bills. My father has to file for bankruptcy. One evening, men dressed in black are standing in front of our door, armed with clubs. My 12-year-old sister was in huge fear. Reminder, my father worked on construction site, he didn't let himself be intimidated. My dad was okay. I didn't see what happened exactly. If he tells the truth, he jumped out of the car the second he saw them, grabbing a tool from work, and being a behemoth he had quite a good position to bargain. Perhaps that guys were the first warning with no intention of physical harms. We paid the debt we owed the guys. My mom tried to get eye contact with me and my siblings for some time. My sister even moved in with her when she hit puberty and had girl problems. I can even understand why my sister did that. Living with men can be rough, especially when money is tight and you are a young girl with puberty problems. Sometimes I think I am way too hard for not wanting contact, because she is my mom. On the other hand, I think screw her, she betrayed you, your dad and your siblings. TLDR, mom abandons family twice, lots of money gone. Some more info. The money probably went to gambling. We can't tell for sure, but some people reported seeing her leaving casinos. I didn't talk to my mom in the past 12 years. My dad, my siblings, and myself are all good. We really bonded over that story. My dad could have an easier life, he is retired now, it's hard sometimes without savings. We help as much as we can. I have some trust issues. I don't believe in marriage anymore, my beloved GF suffers from that here and there. I am sorry for her. Some more info, legal charges. We thought about suing her. When the worst part was over, my dad and I visited a lawyer to get some vision about our chances. Turns out we had 0 chances. Where I live, married couples own everything together, if there is no contract. So my dad's money is my mom's money and the other way around. Everyone can spend the money on whatever they like. It gets worse, because my dad worked and my mom was a SAM, she can legally demand some of his annuity when she retires.